flush. An asbestos contamination crisis that could result in more than 1,000 homes being demolished in Canberra may spread to Sydney and other parts of New South Wales. There are claims scores of Sydney homes are also contaminated with highly dangerous loose fill asbestos, similar to the product installed in the national capital by a home insulation company called Mr Fluffy. Documents unearthed by the ACT government have revealed that a Sydney company was also believed to be pumping loose asbestos fibres into ceilings of homes and had been doing so for at least 13 years. The company identified in the document was based in Rozelle, and the MP representing that electorate of Balmain, New South Wales Greens MP, Jamie Parker, joins me now in the studio. Jamie Parker, welcome to Newsday. How concerned are you about these revelations?
Well, it's very concerning. It's important that we understand this asbestos is not bonded. Like many of us know asbestos in fibro and other materials, it's a loose type of fill which is so much more dangerous because these fibres can be present so easily in the air.
Yeah, experts say it's an insidious form of asbestos. In Canberra it was found on children's toys, in their cots, because it can be spread very easily.
That's right, a crack in the ceiling can lead to this loose asbestos to fall into people's houses, and that's why they're even talking about demolitions as the only solution to deal with this type of asbestos.
We don't yet know potentially how many Sydney homes may have been filled with this product. That is unknown. We do know that a Sydney company was believed to be pumping loose asbestos for 13 years, though. What do we do now?
Well, it's important that the Minister for the Environment here in New South Wales direct the EPA, the Environment Protection Authority, to urgently investigate this issue, to look at the records of the company that's involved, to also work with the ACT and Commonwealth Government who are involved in this issue in Canberra, to make sure we can understand the extent of this problem, and the government should set out a clear and transparent path for how they pose to deal with this community-wide issue.
There appears to be questions also about the Commonwealth's role in allowing this substance to be pumped in Canberra at least. How could that federal aspect be explored, I guess? Could we see the Home Insulation Program Royal Commission perhaps extended here to include investigation into these matters, not only in Sydney but other parts of New South Wales and Canberra?
Well, the concern is that it could well be a national problem. And it's important that we recognise that during the audit of some of the foil insulation, that it was clear that there was asbestos in the ceilings of properties. So asbestos is something that isn't unusual as part of this whole Royal Commission process. But it's really critical that the Commonwealth Government and the ACT Government work together with New South Wales to make sure that these issues can be fully uncovered. Because we know that with this type of asbestos, the health risk is just so high. So it's a really critical moment now for all the different states to work closely together.
If, as these documents suggest, that the Commonwealth knew that these loose fill asbestos in ceilings of people's homes was there, you would think there would also be questions about the pink vat scheme, whether or not there was any potential negligence in allowing those pink vats to go in there quite quickly without proper assessment.
Well, we know as far back as 1968 there was a report which identified problems with this loose fill asbestos, and that surely is a warning sign that going into a ceiling with that type of product is so incredibly high risk that should clearly not be allowed. These are questions that need to be uncovered. That's why we're calling, as I mentioned, for the EPA to start that investigation, to look at when the federal government knew about these issues, if the Commonwealth acted in notifying the New South Wales government, and working with a task force that's been established in the ACT to try to get to the bottom of this issue.
For people that are worried that it might be in their homes, what should they do?
Well, like all home renovations, before you undertake any renovations, you should always have a licensed asbestos expert review your property. And if you do have an older property, you know that you did use this loose fill asbestos, you should contact a licensed asbestos person as soon as possible, and also notify the EPA, the Environmental Protection Authority here in New South Wales.
Greens New South Wales MP Jamie Parker, representing the electorate of Balmain. Thank you so much for your time here on Newsday.